Hello, TCI family, Jonathan's Refuge, all of our supporters and followers around the globe on this beautiful place called Earth. Great day today, gorgeous sun out, at least in my part of the world here in the Pacific Northwest in America. Great state of Washington, coming to you from Snohomish County at our offices in a beautiful area in the Cascades, actually. It's gorgeous. Okay, let's get back to our theme. We've been doing this message for a few weeks, actually. And for those that grew up in what we refer to as the Christian faith, you know this message as the fruits of the Spirit. It's talking about things we started off with: hope, peace, joy, kindness, and still being able to be a winner, self-control. Today we're talking about charity. And every faith, because we're an inclusive organization. So if you're a Christian, a Buddhist, an atheist, that's a faith. All the faiths in the world, they all have a fruits of the Spirit. It means what are the things that are coming from your spirit, if they're good fruits or bad fruits. We all have fruit. If, it's a metaphoric term for what's in us, we grow, right? Something, a plant, you put a seed in the ground, whatever's in that seed is going to come out. It might be a fruit, might be a vegetable, might be a stinger, all kinds of things, right? What's in you will come out. What's in the abundance of your heart will come out. So we're talking about charity, and what does it mean? Now, I'm probably the one, maybe two or three preachers in the world that I've ever met, other than me, who teaches this message on charity. And I'm not going into money because we're not talking about money, even though charity is part of money. We're talking about charity, but charity in the church world and spiritual world, mostly people refer to as coming to the church, giving a certain percentage of your income, things of that nature, giving your time. Those are all things of charity, and they are valid. That is part of charity. But I teach a message about when it comes to what we call tithing, giving a percentage of your income to God, to the church, to a nonprofit. People always used to say, give a percentage of your income to God and the church. And I used to wonder, why does God need my money? Seriously, why does God need my money? It's a great question. And this isn't the message for that. God doesn't need your money, nor does he want your money. I don't need your money, and I don't want your money. Now, with that said, does that not mean, people, that I don't want you to partner up with us? I would love for you to partner with us. Tonight, we're going to share at the very end a blessing of one of our partners who works with us and who donated some money so that we can help bless a new person that has come into our fold and our family at the refuge. And so absolutely want people that can give to give. But what it means is you don't give your money to God and to a preacher to get your way up into the hierarchy of things. You don't give God money to show him you love him. What the message about that part of the charity is talking about is don't allow the money to rule you. So you can give it away. It's not a problem. When I go and do things for people, one of the things that me and my wife hear quite often is people are like, you just dropped a lot of money on that person. So, but that's a lot of money. I'm born and I'm dead in such a short period of time in my life that I'll have on this planet, in this zone, and I'm not going to waste it. I've got a brother who died recently, Steiner, and last year. And my Jewish brother, God, I love him. But that man, I think he might have held on to the first dollar he ever made. Okay? And when you going on that vacation? Oh, I'm going to do it next year, man. I'm going to get to it. I'm going to do that. I'm going to do this. And I got that one place I want to go. And, man, that band, I want to hear them play. And, he died. And I'm sad to tell you, he never got a chance to do anything. None of the big ones that he had on his list. So I'm not that guy. I'd rather be out there doing all those things, giving to people. And it shocks people when you can give like that. And we're going to learn about why people should become more giving in many ways. But let's see what the scriptures say. The book in the Bible, if you have a Bible handy, and we teach from the Quran, from the Bible, from the Vedas, which is the spiritual books of India, and Hinduism and so forth. But today we're going to talk about the Bible in the New Testament. There's a book called 2 Corinthians, chapter 9, verse 7. And I quote, "Each one must give as they have decided in their heart, not reluctantly nor under compulsion, which means no pressure. For the universe, for God, the great architect of all, the universe loves a cheerful giver. Now, let's pause on that. I want to meditate on that for a minute, because what does it mean to give? Money? When I give money, if I give money and I'm going, oh, damn, that really hurt. Do I really love that person that much? That's a good question. Do I really love that person that much? Do they deserve a couple $100? Do you give, or do you just go, that was awesome? Did you see their face when we gave them a couple $100? My God, they were just like, wow, thank you. Did you see what's her name tear up? Did you see him just like, oh, that was great. We couldn't believe it. That when you give and you do it in a way where it doesn't hurt you, you're not like, and you're not being pressured. Okay, pressure. And I'm not talking money either. I'm talking about your time. I'm talking about kindful acts. But when you're pressured, you got to give, and you got to give this way. I don't believe in that. See, I went out and made all my own money, so I don't need anybody to control the purse strings over me. Well, I won't give that bishop. He ain't going to get any money from me, and then that's going to make him listen to me. No, it won't. I got my own money, and I'll do my own thing. Thank you. But for those that have money that want to partake in helping me continue to bless people the way we do it, they're the ones that partner up with us and help us bless more people. But we do this in a way, and it says right here, you must decide in your heart. So what is it that you can give? Is it, most people give 10%. You know, my wife and me, we do it a little different. We give it almost all away. I don't take $1. Well, I shouldn't say that. I do take $1 from the company. That's it, $1. So I don't take a payroll. I don't take it. I don't take it out. We give it away. We bless our employees. We bless the members of our church. We bless the members of Jonathan's Refuge. We bless people in our network that we work with, our Expedition Live Positive group. We're out there trying to change the world one person at a time through our nonprofits. And so we just give it all away. But it didn't start out that way. When I was young, you know, we'd give 10% when I was starting my life with my first marriage. And we gave 10% of whatever I made. I made $1,000. I gave $100 in charity. You don't have to give it to the same person. Your pastor will tell you have to. God doesn't need your money. Don't listen to that. That's a false teaching there, that God needs your money or wants your money. All right. But what I want you to hear, here's what God or the universe wants from you. She wants a joyful heart in giving with no reluctance. See, when you start to do that, then you get blessed more. I have people that are my age. I'm 48 years old, and they're still working 9 to 5. They have a job where they get told that they have to go to work. I don't have one of those. I'm like, I don't know what that is. If I want to work tomorrow up in the Cascades hanging from a cliff, I just take my crew and my people and whoop, up to the cliffs we go. And we're working up where I want to work. If I'm feeling a little, frisky and I want to go downtown and say, hey, let's go get a place downtown and we're going to work down in the jazz area. I want to do some jazz bands tonight, see some things down there. Maybe we're going to go work here. See, I don't know about all that 9 to 5 job stuff. I'm joking. Listen, what I'm trying to explain is I did that job stuff, that 9 to 5, but I started back then giving more. And every year I just kept giving more and more of my time, more of my money, more of my focus, more of my energy, more of my love. And as I kept giving, I learned a secret. See, it's not God that says, here, you give me $100 and God's going to bless you 1,000-fold. Let me give you a testimony where a person gave $100 and the next day they came in and paid off the car payments. That's not what I'm talking about. That's a bunch of BS. What I'm talking about is as I learned to freely give, people saw that and they saw my heart. And so what they did is they freely gave. And so when they freely gave, I was abundantly blessed. And so my life just kept getting more blessed. And then I noticed I stopped doing this 9 to 5 drudgery. I was able to start doing the things in life I wanted to do. I was starting to get so blessed that I could, oh my gosh, I have too much. My heart is overflowing with abundance, but my life is abundantly blessed. Let me give to you. Let me give a car to that person. Oh my God, I got blessed with someone knows I love a certain brand of Tommy Bahamas, and I got blessed with a whole bunch. And so as much as I would love to keep them all and wear them all, that's not me. So I took a couple that I loved, and so those were beautiful. And then I said, do you mind if I give the others to other people and bless them? So as those people come into our group, I was able to bless people with a shirt that's $150, $200 shirt. Wow, their faces light up. I'm more excited about my face lighting up because I want to see their face light up, because that's the payout for me. Seeing somebody get touched and know that I love them and that I put my money where my mouth is. And that's exciting. But it's important you understand, if you're doing it because you think you're doing it to be seen, you're doing it all wrong. One of my guys, a young man I've known since he's 10 and a half. I'm not going to say his name, but y'all know who he is because I'm going to talk about some money. So I don't want people to be like, oh, let's go talk to that guy. He's too smart for people like you anyways. But anyways, this young man's going into business with me. We're in a company that we are building together. And he started to say, I don't think I'm being as blessed in life as much as I could. And I think it's because that I'm not giving in any aspect of my life. So he goes, I got no money. How do I give? And I said, dude, your time. Volunteer. So he started volunteering, and a couple hours a week, he would drive people around. He drove me around. He even got a nickname because of driving. And then he would drive other people around when they needed a ride to the hospital. We'd get these calls and be like, hey, do you want to take someone over? Yeah, no problem. And so he was able to start giving in different ways like that. And then next thing you know, job offers start coming in, and people start hiring them on the weekends more, and other things happen. And then other people start blessing, and then a chance to go to school and a chance to start a company, and it just keeps going. It keeps going. Meanwhile, he keeps giving, and it keeps going. Do you see the pattern? As people give, it brings them greater joy. And we talked about what joy does a few weeks ago. Go read that, listen to that message again. So you get all that creative juices that creates all those companies and ideas and paintings and passages and books that people have written. All of that comes from these moments of joy. And you get that abundance of joy. And then all of a sudden you look and you're blessed around you financially, and you're blessed in your job and in your children, and you're rich in love. You don't ever have to start a company, just because I might talk about that a lot. You don't ever have to do a thing. You can stay at your job and work 9 to 5. There's nothing wrong with that, if that's what you truly are passionate about and love. But what we're talking about doing is giving above and beyond you, so that as you live your life, you're a blessing to others. You don't give to get. That's not how it works. And when you finally figure that out, that's when the blessings finally come. As long as you keep giving because you need something, it's not going to work. You'll go years and nothing happens. And then you'll be like, that stuff's a bunch of BS. It's not. It's that you did it wrong. You didn't understand it. You see, everything's a vibration. The world is a vibration. These glasses are made from products. There's actually vibrations. There's vibrations in everything out there. A stone. If you grab a stone from the ground, there's vibrations in these. The DNA, the molecules of humans and wood and particles in the earth and all kinds of things. Everything has a frequency and a vibration. And what you put out comes back to us. I see it every day in my world, in the companies that I own, my mental health company that me and my wife have. We see people all the time, and you ask them and you hear their life story. And for 50 years, that's all that happens to them. They have just for 50 years had everybody just dump on them for 50 years. And they think they're the most unlucky person. But actually, I can, within a few minutes, just look at them and say, I love you, but you're not going to want to hear this. Your problem is not everybody who dumped on you. Your problem is you. You just keep attracting you. See, like attracts like. Ooh, I hope I didn't step on your toe. If you got people that are nasty and always messing with you, that's because you're attracting that to you. So see, when I find myself around a person who's a bad person, you know what I do? I don't look and go, man, that was a bad person. I need to get, no. If I'm around someone who hurts me or does harm to me, I don't get mad at, I start wondering, oh my gosh, what am I doing to attract this? Am I attracting this, or was this just a random act of craziness? Am I putting out a vibration of violence out there? And you say, oh, that's that hocus pocus stuff. Well, you can take that hocus pocus talk and walk yourself down the street, because this guy's seen that hocus pocus stuff of putting good out and getting good back for 50 years. And it works, people. And so it's not about money. It's about giving your time, your energy. For those that have money, I turn people down from giving us cash if they're poor. But I tell them I would rather help you get down a path and get you onto to understand life more and get your finances squared away. Let's get you into a direction. Let's help you pick a financial planner somewhere so you can meet with someone who can educate you on your finances and get you really ahead of the game so you don't wake up at 30 going, how do I do all this stuff, mom and dad? I'm still broke. Now let's get you ahead of that game. And you take, instead of giving us 10%, we tell our people, why don't you take that 10%, put it into investments instead of us at the church, because we're okay. We got what we need. You put that in there. Let's build your finances up. And when you're actually able to give, then you start giving. And we would love to have your help to contribute. And that's how we promote it when it comes to finances. And so every faith does it differently, but they all revolve around the same concept. And then, of course, people mess it up and start using it to get your money and stuff. If I have something, if you see like, man, he's got I know some people are like, he's got a 400-year-old sword right here. This is a 400-year-old Chris sword. It's worth a bloody fortune. It was given to me by a king. And people see things like that and they're like, yeah, well, this guy, he's all about money. No, I'm not. These are either gifts or from my past when I did make millions of dollars. I bought things, people bought me things, but I don't care about that. Like this, as much as it means something to me, it doesn't mean anything to me. I'm going to die and it's still going to be here and I'm gone. It doesn't come with me. As much as I love it, as much as it means so much to me from who gave it to me, that will go with me. And that's the key. The gift is up here and in here, not actually here. It's my friend who gave it to me and the memory in that relationship. And as I transition to the next world, that's what goes with me. That is the riches of life. Now, in Islam, I like this. It's called zakat. I know I'm slaughtering it a little, but zakat. And it's actually the third pillar of Islam. It's actually one of their pillars of their faith. And that is, and wait for it, compulsory giving. Compulsory. It is where you are you force yourself so often to do it that you just give all the time. That's all you're just a giver. You're always giving. You are looking to find people to give to, not just to randomly walk up to a person, but I'm talking you're strategically looking for people that are trying to change and you're like, I need to help more people. And you're out there aggressively, compulsively trying to give more away. And you know what? I think that is one of the greatest gifts that I have right now with my wife is how we're in this state of compulsory giving. It's always giving. And it's not just money and gifts or jobs or careers or housing, giving people places to stay and things like that. It's giving someone 5 minutes of their time. It's my wife going to one of my best friends and one of the best men this organization has on its board and checking in on his mom for him, even though she's old enough to take care of herself. But the fact that she would swing over and just say something, that takes her time. That's time. And that can mean more than any monetary gift that you can do. She's an older lady, and so one day I went to visit her. I brought her peanut M&Ms and a whole gallon of her favorite ice cream. And I was like, I know it ain't healthy, but you know what? At your age, do we really care too much about that? We're about to go. If we're going to go, let's enjoy it. She's like, I love you, JB. And so give joyfully, give abundantly, and make it so eventually it becomes compulsory. It doesn't start like that in one day. I started over here at the bottom and just gave 10%, and I gave 15, and then 16, and 17, and I started giving my time, and then I kept giving and giving more time and more love and helping people out and taking people in and giving more money, and it just kept going. And then all of a sudden it becomes part of who your foundation is, as Islam says. It's the third pillar. It's one of the pivotal things of their faith. And I am not even going into the teaching of it because I'm wrapping up right here so that we get it done in 20. But here's the key. We have to focus on our charity, and it has to flow from your heart. And if you're giving because you're like, well, it's my job, it's the least I can do, that ain't it. You don't have it yet. You got to give because you want to bless another person without ever getting a thing back, ever. And willing to do that for the rest of your life, because that's what a beautiful woman did in Calcutta. India. Her name was Mother Teresa, and that's what she did every day. She gave everything she had every day, 365 days a year, until she passed on. The day of her death, this woman was still out trying to do things, trying to speak, trying to bless, trying to pray, trying to clean the wounds of those who needed it. You don't have to have millions of dollars to give abundantly. You have to have a heart filled with $1 million. So as we leave this week, I want you guys to not just live positively. Let's coexist out there, but let's make sure we're living positively in a state of charity, because you need to always be seeing, how can I bless somebody today? I wake up every day, and that's one of the first things I say to the universe. God, what can I do today to just bless somebody? And I'm not talking about the simple things that, we do all the time by buying someone a Starbucks gift behind it. Hey, let me pay for the person behind me. That's exciting. Those are cool. Stuff like that's wonderful. You see a family and you're watching them in the line and they're discussing this and that. Maybe we should put that back. Sometimes people get blessed that way, buying people's groceries. There's a lot of ways to bless, but I'm talking about, how can I just really bless somebody? Maybe it's that card you mailed to someone who doesn't ever get a card, or the phone call to someone who needs to hear your voice. All right, I love you guys. God bless. Remember, live positive.